a vicious killer during seance. Murderer, finally behind bars. Read all about it, only in the Wallowing Bystander.
When it comes to the supernatural, it is often in its lowliest manifestations that it is at its most revealing, and it was during the freakishly hot summer of 1983 that I finally got to pursue a case involving a somewhat dubious character who had been on my radar for a not inconsiderable amount of time. A self-claimed psychic by the name of Violet Moon. A young woman had gone missing, and Moon had offered her services to the London Met to help locate her. She immediately suggested she hold a séance, and it was during this séance that something incredible happened. A vision materialized, showing the missing girl being murdered right before the eyes of the detectives and journalists who were in attendance. And just as quickly as she had organized the séance, the case was solved, for Moon claimed she recognized the killer in the vision. It was none other than her gardener, a man called Gideon Purvis. The story certainly piqued my interest. I wondered how such an event could even be possible. Well, although it is rare that such opportunities present themselves to us in life, at that moment I had a very special visitor. Hardon.
Mr. Hardon, it's Mrs. Fletcher. There's a Mrs. Purvis here to see you. She says that it is very important that she speaks with you.
I see. Well, send her in, Mrs. Fletcher, and let's see what she wants.
Shall I send her in?
Yes.
Ah, Mr. Hardon, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Purvis, and my husband is the man that the police have arrested over the awful disappearance of that young woman. They claim that he murdered her, and that it was all seen during a séance conjured up by a psychic. But I tell you, it couldn't have been him. He could never do such a horrible thing.
Yes, I've just been reading about it. Take a seat, Mrs. Purvis. Now, I understand that your husband is the psychic's gardener.
Yes, that's right. Well, in fact, he does a lot of gardening work for various folk, but she recently hired him to do a big job for her. She has that large, grand old house at the edge of Black Monk Woods. I have a photograph of it here.
Ah! What the fuck?
And this is a photograph of my husband. The poor man spent almost 8 weeks removing poison ivy from her entire house, but when he finally finished, she had the audacity to refuse to make payment, claiming that the work wasn't up to scratch.
And would I be right in guessing that your husband has decided to take her to court to get his payment?
Why, yes, he has. I have the unpaid invoice right here.
Do you remember the Blunt Hill murders of 79?
Yes, I do. Such a terrible crime.
Well, it was Moon who led the police to the killer, a man who turned out to be her window cleaner.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. For he had also threatened Moon with court action over unpaid bills. To this day, he rots in Parkhurst prison, protesting his innocence, and continually moaning that she still owes him £8 from his last 2 visits.
Oh, dear. Well, if she's done this sort of thing before and gotten away with it, then it really doesn't look good for my husband. He has a gentle but weak heart, and prison life will fuck him up good and proper.
Well, let's see if I can't do something about that. I'll take the case. Leave it to me to find out what Moon is really up to. The police claim the murder took place in his garden shed. It might aid me if at some point I can swing by and examine it.
Well, of course. If I can help put the bitch where she belongs, I'm yours to the rattle, Mr. Hardon.
Well, indeed.
Right, bye then.
It seemed highly likely to me that Moon had orchestrated some kind of devious trick, and all I needed to do was have a dig around and find the story behind the story. As it turned out, the detective who had led the investigation was an associate of mine, and so I decided to pop down to Scotland Yard to see if I could get any more information from him. But not before I put some ice on my throbbing eyeball. Christ, it's killing me. What a shit throw, stupid clumsy bitch.
What is it?
There's a Mr. Hardon here to see you, sir. Says it's urgent.
Oh, God, what the devil does he want? Very well, send him in. What the devil do you want, Hardon?
I'm here to discuss the Purvis case. You have a man locked up on the word of an old kook that claims to have special psychic powers, and I don't like it. I don't like it one little bit, I tell you.
Well, we all saw Purvis murder the girl in cold blood. Admittedly, it was inside some sort of strange vision, but nonetheless we saw it. We have the suspect banged to rights. I know it's not ideal using a psychic to catch a killer.
She gets her intel from dead people. That's about as far from fucking ideal as I can comprehend, sir.
Well, perhaps if you'd been at the seance, you'd be a little more convinced. It was truly terrifying.
Lovely went on to explain how he and his officers were initially very skeptical when attending the seance. But no sooner had it begun when odd shit started to go down. Moon took on an eerie blue glow and started to speak in an archaic hollow accent that sounded like she had two voices.
Show yourself, and yet a 4B card and not call up net which can't be put back down, system will have more powers than ye.
Then objects moved of their own accord. And the seance climaxed when a mysterious mist revealed ghostly visions of Gideon Purvis murdering Morgana Phelps in his garden shed. Lovely claimed that it was so disturbing that some of the officers actually pissed themselves with fright, but he definitely did not.
And some of the officers actually pissed themselves with fright, but I definitely did not.
I see. Well, that does sound convincing. But I'm not convinced. Look here, Moon is an experienced sham artist. She has many tricks up her sleeve, and I intend to prove it.
It wasn't just the seance. There was incriminating evidence in Purvis's shed. The knife, one of Morgana's shoes, a torn piece of her blouse, and splatters of her blood across the shed's walls.
But you didn't find the body, did you?
No, and we've no idea where it is. Purvis won't tell us anything, but look, he did it, and that's that. He was even seen talking to the victim in the Merry Raven Tavern the night before she vanished. Case closed. Don't go poking your nose into official police business, Hardon. Leave it well alone.